Welcome to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I am Beth Cooper.
I am Stacey Earlywine, and we are glad to be together again on a beautiful summer day.
It's a beautiful summer day here, and it's been really nice, hasn't it?
It's crazy. I don't think it's been a hot summer whatsoever.
No,
yeah, I think it's been
mild.
nice.
Yeah,
I like it.
I do too.
I'm a hot girl. I like the hot. I'm a pool girl.
Yeah.
So I like to be in the pool, and I like it a little bit hotter, but that's the beauty of having a heater in the pool.
Right. Yeah. No, I think it's been great because I don't like the heat.
No,
so
you don't.
I think it's been great.
I thought you were changing your mind on the heat a little bit.
Not really. I tried, but I couldn't.
You try, but now you can't do it.
I do like it for just a short period of time in the summer.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to deny that a nice summer day floating around the pool. That's not lovely. It is. It's just I like winter too.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I think the summer's been great, but my goodness, it's like after July 4th. It's over.
It's over. And guess what is out on the aisles at Walmart?
Oh, okay. Well, just real talk. Yesterday, Jim and I had the grandkids, and after they left, of course, Jim was like, "We need more pool toys." Like we don't need more pool toys, but Jim thought we did. I'm like, "Well, I need to go buy." Oh, you'll appreciate this. I bought a ginormous clock. To put outside.
She needed a clock by her pool. I needed to know what time to go home.
Exactly. And so we went up to Hobby Lobby. Oh, it's fall.
Oh, the fall.
Everything is fall. And Christmas.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say about Walmart is school supplies.
Oh.
That's what's out there, school supplies.
Yeah.
So they're fall stuff at Hobby Lobby and school supplies at Walmart. Man, it's right around the corner.
I can't even. It's hard to even
The
fathom.
kids go back early. I mean, each year it's like the kids go back to school earlier and earlier around here. And I think, what is it, like the first or second week of August? I don't know the exact date. It's like when I was a kid, it was like Memorial Day weekend, either like right after or Labor Day, right after Labor Day, or right before Labor Day.
It was always.
But now it's like practically the beginning of August, and it's like, well, time to go back.
I wonder if some of that changed with air conditioning. Because, when I was in school, there was no air conditioning. And when I went to school, you couldn't wear shorts.
Yeah.
You had to wear jeans. And so we never started till after Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think we went all the way through May. I feel like we had a full June, July, and August off. I don't think we got out early. I think we went to the end of May. We had those full 3 months off. But like I said, when I was in school, we didn't have air conditioning, and you couldn't wear shorts. And
you walked to school uphill both ways.
I did not do that. Nope, I did not do that. That would have been my dad, and he was a big liar. But like I said, the schools just didn't have air conditioning. And I did get lucky because after I went to school, I was South End girl, went to school at Washington. Washington School. And at that time, there were like seminary school, and you had McHenry School, and you had Washington School, and Lincoln School.
Every neighborhood had a school.
Well, Washington School was first grade through fifth. And then everybody would gather at the junior high for 6th, 7th, and 8th. And then Lincoln was the country kids. Well, and when I was in the 3rd grade, they decided to shut it down because of asbestos or something. I don't know. Either way, Washington School was condemned, but we always continue using it for years. But they shut Washington down. They bust all the South Enders out to Lincoln.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that one other time, but you went to...
But I went to Lincoln,
You went to Lincoln?
Lincoln School. My dad wanted me to... Floyd Smith and Mr. Henson. What was his name? I just went blank. Mr. Henson was had me going to McHenry and then to the junior high, and my dad was like, "No, I don't want Stacey going. I want to go out to Lincoln because you know why? Lincoln School had air conditioning."
Oh, right. Yeah, that's what you said.
That's right.
About it.
Lincoln School was the only school that had every classroom had a window air conditioner. So I'm like, good job, Dad. Yeah. And they had the best cafeteria food. Dorcas, do you remember a lady named Dorcas? She was a cook.
I do remember her. I didn't go to school there, but I remember.
Oh my gosh!
That person.
Somebody needs to find that pizza recipe because every kid that went to school at Lincoln School, their pizza was the best.
I think it was just anywhere you lived, the school had good pizza back then. Like even I went to grade school in Harrisburg. Their pizza, phenomenal, and it was that rectangle.
Yes,
that rectangle pizza. You all know what I'm talking about. It was it fit into that. You all had those rectangle trays. That pizza fit right into the main portion square.
Right, exactly.
It was good stuff.
I don't know, but yeah. How do we get to talking about?
I don't know. But you know what? Let's go to our ad, because we always start the show off with a fun ad from the past. We love to talk about vintage things and old things. And what do you got today?
Okay, so this is a little different. It's not a magazine. It's an actual catalog, and it's called Alden's, Aldens, and I never heard of this. Ty, you want to zoom in a little bit? Look how cute this lady is. There she is. Look at this, Alden's catalog. But this is 1960, guys. But what I mean, sometimes I think like it was just 59 the year prior. Now it's 1960. It's a spring catalog, and it's like you would think that. I mean, it still looks like the 50s. I automatically think that when 1960 hit, it's hippie time. But that's not the case.
No, not the early 60s. That was late 60s.
Beautiful. Yeah. I mean, and the whole entire, look at her little gloves and her umbrella and her hat. This area
Classy.
Classy. Okay, so I'm going to go to our ad. I'm probably going to use this catalog for a while because you could order a boat out of this catalog.
Oh, really? It's like the Amazon of 1960.
It really is. And like I loved my mother loved wigs. And my mother passed away a year ago, and I'm still getting catalogs. But they're a little bitty thin catalog. This is a big old honking catalog. And like I said, Vicki Campbell gave it to me. She said, I don't know if you'll use it, but I'm like, use it? Are you kidding? I'm in love with it. So I picked this ad for you, Beth. Look up on that screen. Looky there.
Oh, wow.
Fabrics.
Yes.
Fabrics. The new drip dry fabric. All famous name cottons are here. Now, wouldn't cottons absorb the water, not drip dry? I'm thinking if it needs to drip dry, it needs to be polyester, just run right off you.
No, they put chemicals on the outside that like seal it, and like different, sometimes even wax. They'll have like a wax layer on it. Like I think a chintz has a wax over it.
I'm telling you, this doesn't even have, this is 4 full pages of fabric. Yeah. But I picked this one, I picked this particular one because of the two ladies and the little girl. The lady in the green, I am digging that outfit so much. It's like got the tight skirt and then the floofy. Is that, and it's polka dot. You know how we feel about polka dots.
Yeah, and I love her neckline and her little sleeves
and her earrings. Oh my God,
that's super cute. I don't know if that would look as good like in real life.
Well, it depends on how much you weigh.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Otherwise, some of us might look like Henrietta Hippo in that flary. But yeah, in 1960, Miss Housewife there. But look at the patterns. Those patterns are really cool.
Yeah, those are.
I don't know. When I see a pattern, I'm like, oh my God, that'd be so hideous. But then they make a dress out of it. Look at the black and white one.
Yeah. Well, here's what I say about fabric. There's not any such thing as an ugly fabric. Because if you cut it up small enough, you can't tell what the pattern on it is, and then you just sew it together in a quilt. So you can use any fabric in a quilt if you cut it up small enough.
Right? Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, I just thought that was drip dry. Launder so easily, need little ironing, wrinkle resistant, shrink controlled. Choice of many fine famous name fabrics. But yeah, I just thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. How much are these? Okay.
Yeah, what was the prices?
Well, 5 ounce. Okay, let's see. I don't know. Width yard, 5 ounces. A yard was 97 cents.
Oh my goodness.
Is that a lot?
No. Well, no.
For back in the day?
Well, no, I don't.
Like the fruit of the loom is 49 cents. The Avondale is 64 cents a yard. Child's dress 35 cents a yard. A shirt dress. I guess it just depends on whichever fabric.
Okay, for comparison, if you were to go into like a nice shop today that has name brand fabric, because this is claiming to be name brand, so that means you wouldn't. This isn't Walmart fabric. This isn't Joann's or Hobby Lobby. This is like quilt shop type fabric. You're looking at paying on average $14 a yard.
Really? So this would have been back in the day, because I remember my mom sewed. My mom made some of our clothes. My mom had a full-blown sewing machine and everything, and patterns. Patterns, I remember her doing that. Is that why? But why? Why is fabric so much higher then? If it's you can run over to Cato and get a shirt on clearance for $8.99.
China.
Oh, most of the fabric.
Indonesia. Yeah, no. I mean, almost all fabric is printed overseas. I mean, there's hardly any fabric companies that are made in America, but there's definitely differences in quality. So if you want quality fabric that you're going to use in a quilt or something that you're going to wash a lot, like a garment or something, you're probably not going to want to buy the cheapest fabric you can find at Walmart.
Yeah.
It won't hold up.
Yeah, I see. You guys can't see this. I'm going to show this to her real quick. I see Malia in that.
Oh, yeah. That's cute. So it's a cute little leggings outfit and tank top and looks just like my oldest daughter.
It looks like Malia would wear that.
Yep, sure did.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just thought that was really, really interesting.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I love old catalogs. My mom used to get the Sears catalog and the Penny's catalog.
Oh, yeah.
And we would keep them, and I wish she still had them because they would be excellent sources of interesting ideas for us to talk about the 80s and stuff.
Oh, and the shoe. Oh, yeah. And the children's clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and the girdles.
Oh,
that we were just talking about. We're glad we don't have anymore.
Oh, man. Those poor women.
Oh, and the pantyhose with the. I'm telling you. Yeah,
I'm glad pantyhose is gone.
I don't like pantyhose either. I never wear them.
Pantyhose.
I never liked them. I never hardly. Well, first of all, I put a runner in everyone. Come on.
Uh-huh.
I hated pantyhose.
Me too.
I don't even know. I know who originated the bra. A Nazi, an actual Nazi did that. We've talked about that.
Well, it was probably another Nazi that did the pantyhose because that's terrible. And
why?
Well, you know what? When I got a little older, it was easier because they had the kind that were just thigh highs.
Yeah.
But when you're a tall woman like I am,
they're knee highs.
No, they would go up to my thigh. But no, the problem with actual pantyhose is that they're made for regular shorter women. Mm-hmm. So they wouldn't reach all the way up. So like I always had the crotch part would be it was horrible. I couldn't pull them all the way up. There was not enough length. Like my legs are like this long and pantyhose are like this long.
Yeah, and on my pantyhose I tied into my toe and because mine were too long.
Oh my gosh. See, they're not made for anybody correctly.
It's funny because we've got a billboard out there now. Okay, so we're like big time.
Yeah.
Now. We got a billboard, and Beth and I, because there's a slight height difference in the two of us.
Yes.
By about what? 15 inches?
I don't know. Probably. I don't know. A foot, for sure, probably.
And it's like, so we're taking these pictures like, here we are. Here's Beth. Here's Stacey. It's like, Stacey, stand on a stool to get
Actually, it's probably not a foot. It's probably only like a few inches, but it feels like more.
It seems like 5 miles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, shoot.
But hey, we already need to take a commercial break. So
okay.
Let's take a break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk to you about today's topic, which is old houses.
At your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville, you can count on experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, the Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville carry a large inventory of Napa products for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced associates understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa Know-How at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
We like technology at Flora Savings Bank. Here's what you can accomplish in our mobile banking app in less than 30 seconds. See account balances in your transactions, set up an account alert, make a transfer between accounts, get an alert text message about your transfer, pay a bill, turn your debit card off and then back on. It all happens in the palm of your hand with our free My Bank to Go app. Search My Bank to Go in the App Store or Google Play and give mobile banking a try. Flora Savings Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Doors, paint, windows, electrical, plumbing, and much more. Oh yeah, give me all your guns too.
John Lucas.
What?
You better be dreaming about all the stuff we sell here at Zink Building Center.
Oh, I would. Zink Building Center in Louisville on Route 45. It's a cool place.
And welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. Today we're going to talk about old houses again because we love them and we are going to cover all of them, and we haven't done it yet. So.
Yeah. You know, something we haven't done lately is just randomly went and knocked on somebody's door.
I know.
We're going to have to do that with a couple we've picked out for later episodes.
Yeah, but, we need to do that.
Yeah. Would you want to go first? You want me to go first? What do you want to do?
I'll go first. So today I'm going to talk about the Shriver house. Now, this house is located on East 3rd Street, 117 East 3rd in Flora. So many of you are probably thinking, where is this? It's right next door to the Methodist Church, if you know where that is. Mm-hmm. And right now it is a tall blue house. Hey, Ty, can you please bring up the second picture of the Shriver house? We'll show how it looks today. Yes, this is how it looks today. It has a beautiful white picket fence across the front yard. Mm-hmm. The Methodist Church would be to the left in this photo, and it's directly across the street from Library Park. What I love about this house from the outside is that the window trim is all painted red.
I like that too.
Like it's like they really stuck to a historic.
I wonder if that was original. We should have asked the owner.
Yeah, I don't know, but we did go visit this house. It's currently owned by Haskell Nutgrass. Okay, thank you, Ty. And we did go visit, and he was nice enough to give us a tour, and we got to see how beautiful this house actually is because it is gorgeous.
Yeah,
it is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And so a little history about the house. The first owner, the guy that built it, his name was Amos Shriver.
Amos Shriver.
Yes, and he was born in Ohio in 1855. So he was born about the time Flora was also born. Because we were 1854, mm-hmm. Right? So that's when he was born. And then his wife's name was, and I love this name. This is going to be one of these names that we're going to write down for mm-hmm. future naming purposes for a pet or something.
Some more grandchildren.
Yeah, there you go. Sarefta.
Please
Let's
spell that.
It's Cerefta. It's surely Sarefta, not Carefta, but Sarefta.
I love it.
It's one of those at first you hear it and you're like, that's so weird.
Sarefta.
But then the more you say it, it's like, that's actually really pretty.
It's very pretty.
Sarefta.
I've never even heard of anything. We've come across some really neat names.
We have. And so, one of my daughter's names is Carissa. Like, if she would have been a twin, I could have had Carissa and Sarefta.
I like it. But she wasn't.
And I didn't. But anyway, okay, let's get back to Amos. Okay, so he moved to Flora in 1891, and then 2 years later, he commissioned the building of this house, and he hired an architect by the name of J.W. Gaddis. Mm-hmm. We'll have to see if that name ever comes up again. So far, any of the houses I've covered, that's not been the architect, but J.W. Gaddis, and I don't know where he was out of, but that's who he hired to build this house, and it is the Queen Anne style. Mm. And let's see what else. So what did Amos do for a living? Well, a lot of times when you see these grand houses and you think, they were doctors, they were hardware, they ran a successful hardware store.
Mm-hmm. Most of them were, yeah.
Things like this. Well, this guy also ran a business, but it wasn't one that I really expected to be.
Okay, I want to guess.
Okay.
He ran a business. He's not a doctor. Not a... funeral director.
No.
Wait, let me guess. Ditch digger.
No.
I don't.
I'll say this. There are a lot of these in Florida now.
Casinos?
Kind of, yeah. He was a saloon.
Oh!
Yeah, he was a saloon keeper.
Oh, saloon keeper.
Saloon keeper, which that meant he ran a bar. He ran a bar, and apparently it was a really good bar because he made loads of money, and he built this, what I consider a mansion for back then. He built one of the biggest,
I think it'd be cool to
most
own a
beautiful
bar.
homes in the, yeah.
After watching the movie Cocktail with Tom Cruise, I totally wanted to own a bar.
Well, if I ever owned a bar, it would not be like a modern bar. It would be like an Old West and it has to have those doors. Those saloon doors.
The saloon doors?
Gotta have those.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'd have a Coyote Ugly?
Yeah.
And then
Why not?
Why not?
Okay. Okay, so but in the so that was the 1900 census. He was listed as saloon keeper, but then in 1910 he was listed as merchant. And there was a Shriver clothing store for a brief time in Clay County. No one knows exactly where it was. There's only been one picture, and someone labeled it Shriver clothing store, but then somebody else argued that's not really it. That was something else. And so I'm not showing you the picture just because there's debate about what it really is.
Yeah.
And then I think after that he went back to saloon keeper. I think that was his main bread and butter. But I think for a little bit of time maybe he wanted, I don't know, do you think a better reputation or more respect if he ran a clothing store than a bar?
Probably.
Back then?
Yeah, I would say. I mean, because I would think back then it would be, what year are we talking? 1850s?
1900.
1900s, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean,
1893 is when he built the house. So yeah, late 1890s and early 1900s.
Yeah, because most of your prominent people, they were, like I said, they were lawyers, they were doctors, they were dentists, they were, they owned clothing stores,
I just get
the
the
mercantile, but
like today's world, everyone's more open to that, you know. But back then, I would think that the saloon keepers would be frowned upon, especially when Prohibition came around. So, I mean, what happened then? Like, so Prohibition happened in the 1920s.
Canali happened, Missy.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about that next week.
But we are.
I wonder what happened to poor Amos Shriver's business when that hit. Let me see. We're going to get down to when he sold it.
Let's keep going.
And I'm going to guess that it ties in with Prohibition.
I bet it does.
His house. Okay. So, let's see, where was I? So an interesting fact about this house is that the wall studs are full length from the ground to the top of the third floor.
Yes, that's cool.
I mean, that's 3 stories worth of wall studs.
And more than 3 stories, because remember when we went up there, that was that weird attic. Well, no, that would be the third floor. Yeah, we did 2 stories.
So, but it also has a basement. So there's a basement, a main floor, the second floor where the bedrooms are, and then a third attic floor that is unfinished. But
so it's literally 4.
In the future, that could be like rooms. I mean, it's a big enough attic that you could make that a loft or a bedroom.
Yeah, we didn't go up because the stairs were like this.
It was basically a ladder.
It was basically a ladder that didn't lean. It was terrifying.
It did lean a little. It leaned, but it was
dark in there.
Yeah, it was dark, and I was like, I'm getting over a broken foot, and I'm like,
yeah, last thing we need to do is fall up the stairs.
I'm not going to try those stairs. Okay. But no, I just thought that was interesting that the wall studs are that long, because most houses don't have a continuous stud that goes from floor to floor.
So that was kind of like this builder's claim to fame, because like who built the other homes in town that was full concrete?
Yeah, that was
Mr. Nichols.
Mr. Nichols built those, and he was a concrete man, so he was
a concrete man. Yeah. So these homes are built to stay forever.
Yes. And then the walls are constructed at a thickness of 3 bricks.
Oh my goodness.
So I mean, does that
it's not going anywhere?
Yeah, no, and I don't know if that meant end to end bricks, or
I would imagine
width to width.
Width to width, I think. I don't know.
But that's solid. That house is solid. I mean, even walking through it, like now, like I didn't. The floors weren't wavy. Nothing.
There was no creaking.
I didn't hear a lot of creaking as we walked, and that's normal for old houses. Those old wood floors creak. Nothing.
Moved.
I mean, it is solid. Okay, so it also says there is a slate moisture barrier at the front line. So I think they had slate poured around it, maybe, to help with moisture. I don't know. Something else that made it even more sturdy, I suppose. So this is one of my favorite features of the house, was that the downstairs ceilings, do you remember? They were so high. I mean,
oh yeah.
All these old houses have high ceilings, but these seemed especially high. So the downstairs ceiling height is 11 feet.
Yeah.
And then the second story ceiling height is 10 feet.
Yeah.
The 10 feet is more
but
common.
I think that's kind of average for the 11 feet.
The 11 feet,
because it has those like they have the windows above the doorways for
the
air.
Transoms.
The transoms, yeah. My favorite thing about the house was the pocket doors.
Oh,
I love a good pocket door. I
do too.
And the butler's pantry.
Yes.
That was pretty cool.
So the downstairs floor plan is there are basically like 2 big, what could be sitting rooms.
Yeah. One would have been a parlor.
Yeah.
Of course, when you walk in the house, you've got that glorious staircase.
Yeah.
And then off to the right's the dining, and then it's almost like the front part of the house on the south part of the house, which is the front, would be like a parlor and then like a living room with the pocket doors separating them. Beautiful. Did you take pictures on the inside?
I did not. No, okay. I didn't take any pictures on the inside just for privacy. But the pocket doors between the two main sitting rooms were just huge. I mean, all pocket doors are beautiful. I love them all, but these
are very
spectacular pocket doors.
And the fireplaces. There's a fireplace in every room because back in the day, that's how and spectacular. I mean, kudos. How many owners I'm
going to get to that.
Okay, good.
I'll keep going. So, but what I was going to say about the fireplaces is that whenever you walk in the front door, I think it's possible to see 3 fireplaces at the same exact time, and they could all. And it said that like back in the day, they would all be burning, and you could walk in and immediately see 3 fireplaces in different rooms.
Yeah, because there's that one, and then there's the dining. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you could see the one in the dining. Yeah, because the dining, like when you walked in, that one was over here, and then the one if the pocket doors were open, you could see that one.
See 3 at once.
And then the one in the dining room was up against next to the butler's pantry.
And the dining room had a beautiful butler's pantry. So
it
was like you could just close your eyes and imagine like a house domestic servant or whatever you want to call it working back there in the kitchen with the pantry shut, and then she just opens the pantry door and squeezes into the dining room to deliver
be 30
the food.
Years younger and
take that house over.
Oh my gosh,
it's beautiful.
The
one thing that would make it hard for our family to live there is the lack of parking.
Right, because as much as we've got people in and out, parking would be the worst part.
But okay, so this house has had some big time like interesting things over the years that have happened.
Cool things.
Like at one time, it was used to house students from the Orchard City College. Mm-hmm. So we've talked a little bit about Orchard City College, but we've never done a whole episode on it. But basically, the next block down from where this house was the Orchard City College. It was on the corner of Locust and 3rd.
Yeah. It's that 3rd. Building's gone now. It was like where the Kardashian funeral home would have been at one time. It was a lot of different things. So it started off by a man named Greenlaw, and he made it the Orchard City College, named because if you go back to our episode on apples, we were the Orchard City because we had so many orchards. Mm-hmm. And the students would go there during the day, but they had to board somewhere else. And so they actually boarded all of these students in the basement of this house. Basement's a little different,
Yeah, the basement.
There's like 4 rooms down there.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 rooms, all good sized rooms.
I think there were 4, yeah.
But like the family lived upstairs, and then I'm picturing it to look more like where the staff lived on Downton Abbey. Just a tiny twin bed and a little nightstand. That's probably all they had.
Yeah, let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back and finish the Haskell House.
Okay.
If you're looking for a loan for your brand new home, call Clay County State Bank. If you want to transfer money so your future will look sunny, call Clay County State Bank. We got checking and savings and bill pay too.
An online banking, just ask our crew. For all your banking needs, we think you will agree.
Clay County State Bank is the place you need to be. Clay County State Bank.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
It's the weekend and your symptoms are worsening. The morning of a big meeting and you have a bigger sore throat. Ever experienced that urgency after picking up your sick child and your community health center has already closed? You will be able to connect to a provider at crhpc.org. Even if you have never been to CRHPC, you are welcome to utilize our services. Feel better after scheduling a video visit with CRHPC.
Tomorrow. Some fear the uncertainty it brings. Some trust the promise it holds. At Grinnell Mutual, we are always looking forward to tomorrow, growing and innovating. So even if the plans you have for the future aren't the same as the plans that the future holds for you, you can be ready. Because we'll be ready, like we have been for over 100 years. Trust in that. Trust trust in tomorrow. Talk to your mutual agent today.
Your local agent is on the square. Louisville, Clay County Farmers Mutual Insurance.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. Today we're talking old houses.
Oh, our
And
loves.
I'm talking about the Shriver House on East 3rd Street. So before break, I was talking about how Orchard City college students would board there in the basement. And that's nice that they did that. But at the same time, as like a college girl, like leaving, because it was the girls, I think, that stayed there. You leave home and you move to this new town to go to school. And then you're in the basement of this old house.
Well, and the thing about the
which
basement,
I guess
it's
at the time
dark.
it wasn't old.
I mean, it's dark because it's like that red brick.
Yeah.
It's encased by.
Yeah.
You know what the crazy is? Could you imagine, though, had there been a fire?
Yeah,
They'd never gotten out.
They were done for.
They were done for, yeah. I didn't think about that till after we left the house. I'm thinking, man, if you were a young girl and, yeah, that could be quite interesting.
Okay, so another interesting fact about this house is that at one time it had its own water tower.
Yes.
Had its very own water tower and elaborate water system. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool for back then, to have its own water tower. So I guess so then they had good water pressure.
It's not the coolest thing about the house.
What do you think is the coolest thing?
The fact that it used to be a funeral home.
Oh, yeah. So I'm getting to that.
You know I've got that weird side to me.
Oh, yeah. So let me go through who owned the house first, and then we're going to get to that.
Then let's get to the...
So the house was sold in 1928 to Joseph Thompson. That's when the Shriver sold it, 1928. So do you think the saloon business was going downhill in 1928?
Probably, because there you go. People are going to Can Alley.
Okay, to Joseph Thompson, and he used the house as a music studio and a rooming house, as well as his residence. So he lived there, he rented out rooms, and he had a music studio there.
I'm liking this guy.
And he was married. A back porch was enclosed at that time, and a half bath added when Mrs. Thompson could no longer manage the stairs.
Oh, so that would have been okay.
So that's when they closed in the back porch. But the music studio, I'm pretty sure Haskell Nutgrass told me that it was actually in the carriage house. So behind this house is a large secondary building they call the carriage house, because that's where the carriage was parked. That's where the horses would pull into. There wasn't an actual garage. It was the carriage house, and now that's still there. It's enclosed, and that is where he had his music studio.
Pretty neat.
So that's another cool little building back behind it. It even has 2 stories.
Oh, yeah.
And its own bathroom and everything. It's like another miniature house back there. Okay, so then around 1929, Newton Branson rented the house and used it for a funeral parlor. So that
we go.
Joseph Thompson and his music studio was only there for a year.
Yeah.
He must have barely got that back porch enclosed for his wife and then decided to move.
I wonder why they moved, unless somebody...
I don't know. So he only lived there for a year.
Yeah, because the staircase is beautiful, but like when you're going up it, when it turns to go up, I mean, it's like...
Yeah, it's steep.
It's steep.
Yeah, so that is when it became known as Branson Funeral Home. And Ty, do you have another picture for us here? Yes. So you'll see right above the porch there, it says Branson. This is a picture of the home while it was being used as the funeral parlor. The Branson Funeral Home later was moved, but
I wonder if who kept this. I bet Haskell's got that. Who is the next owners after this? Haskell didn't buy it till the 90s,
there was
right?
a couple others after him, yeah.
Okay, so I wonder what happened to that sign.
I don't know, but isn't this just a beautiful house?
It
in
is.
the first picture I showed, it's a little hard to see because of the trees and it's summer. But right now, this is just a better picture of it. You can see it more clearly. And I wish it was in color, because it would be interesting to know if that trim around the windows was red.
I would say it's not. Because, look, it's almost the same. If it was red, it would stand out just a little bit darker like the other grays in the picture, wouldn't you think?
I don't know. It depends on the shade of red.
Yeah, I bet it's not. It's too much like the little doll. I don't know. I bet it's not. I bet it's all white.
I don't think so. I think it would be brighter if it was white.
Do you?
I kind of wonder if it's gray and then that is red trim on the windows. I don't know.
Don't know.
Can't tell. Okay, so so the Bransons rented it starting in 1929, but then the house was sold in 1968 to the Etchison family. Bill Etchison owned it,
yes.
and he and his wife and family, they lived there for 6 years. And then in 1982, it was sold to Oscar and Olive Thompson. And they are the ones who restored a lot of it. And they also had it placed on the National Register of Historic Places in May of 1983. And that is no easy feat, because we talked to the Harris family about that whenever they did that for the home we talked about on a previous episode. There's so much paperwork to be done for that.
I know,
and you have to document, take pictures of every nook and cranny.
I wish more people would take the time to do it. I hope the Dunnigan boys do that with their dad's house, with their home.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, so, and then the home is currently owned by Haskell Nutgrass, and he and his wife, they raised their family there, and
It's so funny because it's like I always know, well now, because we know Haskell, but everything, but to me that house will always be the Etchison house, because when I was growing up, the Etchisons lived there. And, so.
But they really only lived there for 6 years.
They didn't live there very much long.
No.
No.
Yeah, but it is a beautiful old house, and it has a lot of history.
The thing about the old houses is they're young people homes, because the majority of the time every bedroom and every bathroom, and the bathrooms are always small and they're upstairs. So after a while you just can't make that journey up. Yeah.
But the bedroom sizes.
I was shocked.
A lot of times you think old homes, they have tiny rooms. They're just a bunch of tiny rooms. Not this one. Every room in that house is huge.
It's big.
The bedroom's big, and the bedrooms had fireplaces.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and there was bathrooms upstairs, and there's bathrooms on the main. There was a lot of bathrooms, really, for an old house.
Well, the one downstairs is only a half bath, though.
Was it?
It's only a half. Yeah, because it was the old porch that was turned in was and then upstairs Haskell did put in a closet. There's a half bath for his daughter, and but there's one bathtub in the building, and it's upstairs.
Yeah.
Same way with laundry. Your laundry was on the second floor in the basement and something like that. It just, I
should have asked him if there was a laundry chute. I love laundry chutes. Aren't those so cool? My Aunt Evie had one in her house.
There is.
In Centralia.
Wouldn't you think?
Probably.
I don't know.
Because I think the laundry was probably done down. Well, but when they built it, they had house help. They probably didn't care if she had a laundry chute.
Yeah.
They're like, Peggy can come upstairs and get it herself.
Have you ever been to the Biltmore?
No.
You've got to go to the Biltmore.
Yeah.
I'd like to. Carolina. Oh, Jim and I talked him into going to the Biltmore over a 4th of July weekend when the boys were at CIY. And we took my little convertible and we took the back roads to North Carolina and stayed in this cute little old motel, because I like motels. And anyway, we went to the Biltmore, and Jim was like, I can't believe you're... And he was fascinated by it with the headsets. It's phenomenal. You've got to go. We would like to go. Maybe we need to make a trip, because I know Bill and Robin Atwood want to go over at Christmas time when it's decorated.
Oh, yeah.
Phenomenal.
That'd be beautiful. I've seen a lot of pictures. I've read about it.
It's exceptional. But anyway, so that was the beautiful
Shriver House. Yes.
We love it. We love it. We love it. Nothing like go. Sometimes I just go down 3rd Street just to look at
the yard too. I mean,
oh yeah.
I mean, he had this little pond back there. He had it all landscaped, and it was pretty cool. Yeah.
So the house that I'm going to talk about is my good friend Kay Knapp. Kay and Chuck Knapp live in it. It's in Xenia. It is like when you're heading out of town south, going to Orchardville or Zenith or wherever, or Indian Lydia's grave.
Right, you just go right past Kay's house.
Kay's house is beautiful, and there's some really cool history about it. So, of course, Kay Knapp, I consider Kay to be one of my greatest friends, and so I'm like, hey, I want to do your house. And she was like, sure. She was, super cool about it. So Kay's house, the land started back in the 1800s. But the home did not get built till 1923.
Okay.
So her house is now 100 years old.
Cool.
And I mentioned, because it's all super duper original too. There's some walls that were taken down, but no, it's when I start telling you about some of the things about the house, it's like so I'm like, hey, you really need to get this house on the registry.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Kay about putting on that registry. So her house was built in 1923 by W. Hulsey, Hulsey, and his wife Sadie. They're not the most interesting owners. Oh no. The next owners, the second owners.
Okay.
So Hulsey's, they built the house. They had good taste. Don't know much about them.
How long did they live there?
I'm not sure. We don't have any dates on that.
Okay.
We went through. Have you ever gone through like a deed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kill me now. Ty, before I keep going, let's show one of the pictures, the outside pictures of Kay's house. This is the home we're talking about. It's beautiful. It's absolutely that porch. This would be considered a
Foursquare? Foursquare?
No, I think she actually said it was more like some sort of farmhouse.
Okay.
And of course, she's got the beautiful ferns and stuff on it. It's absolutely spectacular. And then I think I have another picture of the home on the outside. Yeah. So it kind of gives you that farmhouse feel. It's very big. And everything about Kay's house is still original. The steps going up. You can see the pretty brick around the front. Of course, they've painted and done some updating, but it's pretty much original. Okay, here's where it gets interesting. So the second owners were Robert and Josie Clement. Either Clement or Clement. Clement.
I think it's Clement.
Clement.
Clement. So now there's been a Josie and a Sadie. Those are cute.
Yeah, Josie.
Names.
So now, but okay. Well, there was scandal with Robert and Josie because Robert had a roaming eye.
Ooh.
So
Bobby
was an adulterer.
Uh-oh.
He was an absolute adulterer.
Poor Josie.
And they got divorced, and poor Josie spent time with Anna. Anna, she was crazy.
Okay, so for those viewers that don't live in Illinois and don't realize what we mean when we say Anna, that was our closest, mental asylum.
Yeah, she was, yeah. But apparently Robert liked to spend time with lewd women. And what's funny about this is a lot of this stuff is in the deed.
Why?
I don't know. Kay was like, oh my gosh, I never really studied the history of my deed and stuff. And so she gives it to me. And so Robert and Josie Clement, he was an adulterer. He liked lewd women, and she spent time in Anna for mental health reasons. So come to find out that after doing some more research, that she was actually a schizophrenic.
Oh.
Yeah. So
they had some issues, didn't they? So, I mean, for those of you that everyone has troubles, even back then.
Oh,
I mean, it's just.
It is what it is, right?
Humanity, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, so when the Halseys built it, and then the Clements got a hold of it, but apparently Robert was too busy with his extracurricular activities to do any type of fixing up to the house.
So the house kind of fell into disrepair.
So in 1942, it sold to the third owner. And the new owners are William and Hester Haug, H-A-U-G. Haug?
I
don't know. And they started finishing the house. So the inside of the house, and I'll show you pictures after Chuck and Kay get to it, because they really did a lot more remodeling to it. Let's take a quick commercial break, and then we'll finish our episode with Kay Knapp's house.
Do you bowl like this? That's great. Do you bowl like this? That's great too. That's because whether you're a pro or you just want to have a lot of fun, at Pegel's Silver Dollar Lanes, we have a lane for you. We have galaxy bowling, gaming for kids and adults, Joe's Pizza, a full bar, darts, pool, and fresh and clean bowling shoes. Boy, does that smell nice. So come on down to Pegel Silver Dollar Lanes in Effingham, where we have a lane for you.
My name is Robin Stanford. I own Stanford Marketing. It's a promotional products business along with an embroidery business. And we do custom hats, t-shirts, anything, you name it, we can make it. People like that we do stuff in-house and we can actually make things here and that we're not contracting the work out to other places. We never say no. We always try to find a way to do it. If anybody can do it, we can do it. We are hardworking women, that is for sure. Come to Stanford Marketing in Flora for all your custom and promotional needs.
The insurance specialists have options to tailor to your needs at CSI Insurance Brokers. Experienced insurance brokers at CSI are skilled with all types of insurance plans and policies and represent many companies, including Safeco Insurance. You'll benefit from their detailed expertise, unbeatable premiums, and commitment to customer service. CSI Insurance Brokers and Safeco Insurance Company, providing affordable rates on quality insurance since 1952.
For over 50 years, at your locally owned and operated Roll King Supply in Salem and Olney, we've helped you and your neighbors enjoy an easy country lifestyle. We carry the most thorough sporting goods department around with a huge variety of hunting and fishing gear, camping equipment, and a variety of firearms for any need. Our team is here to help you find whatever you need. Open every day, it's Rural King in Salem and Olney, your locally owned farm and home store.
And welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. Today we're talking old houses, and Stacey is filling me in on Knapp's house.
Yes, Knapp's house over in Xenia, built in 1923 by a Halsey. The second owners were Robert and Josie Clement, and now we're in 1942, and it's been sold to William and Hester Haug. We're not sure how to say that name. Now, Mrs. Haug, Hester loved this home. So Hester is the one that goes in. So it's only 23, 33, 43. I mean, it's not even 20 years old.
Oh, okay.
And she's in there, and she's redoing all the woodwork.
Oh.
She's redoing the floors. She's taking care of the windows. She actually loved the house. And Kay was telling me that about this time, Mary Bunnell, Dr. Mary Bunnell, were over in that area, and Mary Bunnell was friends with Hester, and she apparently helped her with part of the remodeling of this home.
That's cool.
So Hester loves the home, so she's taking care of the home.
So it's got somebody in it that cares for it now.
Yes.
Okay.
And then in 1967, it is sold to the Griffith family, and they didn't do anything to it.
Okay.
Okay, they didn't do any work to the house because because then if Hogs had it in 42, they had it for what? Do your math, Beth. Was that 24 years? Mm-hmm. So they're really and these old homes, they were just built to last forever.
Yep, they were. Man,
and
then
solid. Kay and Chuck bought it in 1984.
Okay.
So it seems like a pattern that everybody's in there for about 20 years. But then Chuck and Kay they are the fifth owners of the house.
They've been there the longest.
And they've been there the longest. They bought it in 1984. So the funny thing, I don't know if you know Kay, but anyway, she and I were talking about this house and she said one day after she was buying it, Mrs. Hester still lived in the area.
Oh, no
just
kidding.
a couple doors down from the home. And Kay was out mowing her yard. And she said, I think I had 3 or 4 of the little kids. They had 4 children, Chuck and Kay did. And she was out mowing the yard, and here come this little old lady coming there, and she said, "You're mowing my yard." And Kay was like, "What are you? I'm mowing your yard, no, I'm mowing my yard." And she introduced herself to Kay, and so that's when she started telling her about the love of the house.
Oh.
So of all the owners besides Kay,
so you think they just got too old to take care of it,
probably.
And they sold it to
it's
a younger
big
family?
Home.
Yeah,
it's a big home, and
that's kind of sad in a way.
So she apparently Hester still loved that home, and so they had a nice conversation, and that was kind of nice for Kay to But let me tell you some of the stuff. And I got pictures of the inside of the house. So let's see here. I'm going to talk a little bit about the front doors. The 2 front doors to this day are still original.
Cool.
Everything is original. So the front doors of the home are original, and to open those doors is the original skeleton key.
To shoot.
It's the original skeleton key. So Kay was telling me when they bought the house back in 1984, there were no locks on the doors. Nothing had locks. They didn't have locks on their doors till a few years later, when there was some stranger that had a habit of sleepwalking and ended up coming to their home. So she was like, "Okay, let's
get some locks on
the door." So they lived there for a few years, and they didn't even have locks on the doors till this creeper comes up to the house. But Kay was telling me that it's, like I said, they still use the skeleton key, but she did not want to. So she was a thinker, so she did not want to ruin at the house. We're talking the 80s, so she, her love of old things is like ours.
Yeah.
So anyway, to this day, they never use the front doors. They know that if somebody comes to their front door, they're not.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's a side door that you always use.
Oh, okay.
But the front doors, so it's the original skeleton key, but yet Chuck has got it figured out. Once that door locks, it locks from the inside, but did not mess with the outside of the look of anything. So it automatically is locked. It's just locked all the time.
Oh.
Yeah, but so the fact that she's got the original skeleton key.
That's
the
cool.
other thing that's really interesting is the doorbell rings by spinning it. It's a spinner. So it's metal, so it's not like a normal doorbell, but it's like when you spin it and it rings the doorbell.
Oh.
So she kept the original doorbell.
That's cool.
I don't even have a doorbell on my house.
Really?
I don't know what happened. For some reason I don't, but yeah. So it's the original. It's the original.
That's really cool.
It really is. So, Chuck. Hey, Chuck. Not Chuck. Ty.
Ty.
Throw me up one of the pictures of the inside of Kay's house. So this is the original fireplace.
Okay.
But like the bottom of the fireplace is what was original, and then like the top part that's the brick after you get past the mantle, that was just drywall or like the rest of the house.
Oh.
But this phenomenal man that she knew, who was the best bricklayer in the history of bricklayers, my father, Bill Hemphill, came in. Chuck called my dad and said Kay would like to have this fireplace extended to the ceiling. So my father came in and did
so the
fireplace.
bottom half of that's the original bricks, and then the top.
And my
added
dad
in the
matched
80s.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me he wasn't spectacular.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks the same.
Yeah. So, and I think that was original. He may have had to do so. I'll have to ask that. She just told me that he extended the top. She didn't really go into detail.
And what's the floor there? Is that like just a hardwood?
It's all hardwood. Yeah, see, it's like the hardwood. It's just a little bit different than the original than the other hardwood floor. But everything's, like I said, is original. So the fireplace is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, beautiful.
And then you can see to the left, these are the original French doors. Okay, let's go back to this picture. So right to the left, like where you see the white sofa.
Stairs.
Yeah, there's stairs going down. There, that was a wall, but they wanted to open it all up, so they did take that wall down because Chuck and Kate took the upstairs because they had 4 children. So they took the upstairs and added 2 bedrooms, a full bath, a family room, and a sewing room upstairs.
Oh, wow.
And this house has 3 attics.
Oh.
It has 3 different attics in it. So it's beautiful. But yeah, so they said they had, I think there's like 2 bedrooms downstairs, but yeah, they had 4 children. So they added a whole new, I didn't go upstairs, but, so yeah, so that's pretty cool. So that's the stairs there. Now these are the original French doors. These doors go into Kay's beautiful dining room, and you can see the original hardwood floors.
Yeah.
And all the woodwork is still the same from when Hester fixed that all up. It's all still beautiful, beautiful woodwork. And I think there's another one. And then like this is just like a little side room.
Beautiful.
And you see that, like, I didn't go in there. I just took a picture from the outside. But you see to the left that really cool, built-in.
Yeah.
That actually came from the house that was next door to them that they tore down. So they took that built-in and built it into that wall.
Oh.
How cool is that?
Clever. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Pretty neat. All the glass is still original. There's beveled glass in it. And it's just a beautiful big home. But yeah, so they took it and redid the upstairs. And yeah, it's one of those that even from the outside, you can't get how massive the house is by the pictures.
Yeah.
But when you walk up to it, it's, it sits way back off. Of course, they bought some property around it, so they got this ginormous yard.
Big yard, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I drive by it, I admire it. So pretty.
Do you? Well, you'll have to go up, and you'll have to go in there someday.
Yeah.
It was in 1989 that the sleepwalker came to the house, so then they put the locks. So they started locking their house and put locks on there, but the original, the skeleton key is pretty cool. Oh, and the other thing is like when they bought the house from the Griffiths were apparently in Florida. They were in Florida when Chuck and Kay bought it. And so because the house didn't have locks on it, Kay literally told me that, like, while the Griffiths were in Florida, they're like, hey, we want to buy your house, blah, 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 blah. They didn't even come home from Florida. And they're like, oh, yeah, just go in there. There's no locks on the houses. So Chuck and Kay just went in and made themselves at home. So Kay said she'd go in there and she'd be, like, daydreaming about what she'd do to this home. Hadn't even bought it, hadn't put any money back in. She just wandered through her house because it wasn't locked. There was no locks on the house.
Wow. It's a different world back then, wasn't it?
I think so.
Wow.
Till 4 years later, 5 years later, and a sleepwalker comes to town.
Yeah.
I can't believe she didn't go into. I can't believe Kay didn't go into detail about that. But yeah.
Wow.
They took it, like I said, took down walls, finished the fireplace, finished the upstairs. She loves the home. They've been there. Since 1984. Yeah, that's so long. Yeah, I did talk to her. I was telling her a little bit about the putting it on the registry, and we were talking a little bit about it. But, yeah. So yeah, it's beautiful. I love the home. I love the home.
And it's nice to cover one in Xenia, since we talk a lot about Flora, and we want to do the whole county. We just haven't got to it yet.
Well, and the other one I want to talk about in Xenia is, well, I call it the Gish House. Pam Gish, Pam Greenwood lived in. It's the big white house, but boy, it's not. And then there's the one that the big 2-story brick house that is right next to the south of the old school, the grade school.
We need to talk about that.
Yeah, we need to talk. There are a lot of homes. And you know what? There's a lot of houses, like when we going through a lot of this history. And I look back, and there's like just smaller, like Cape Cod's house. Cape Cods and things that have been around knocking on 100 years now.
Oh, yeah.
In town, and you don't realize
just because they're not the grandest doesn't mean they're not old.
Yeah,
and they
still have that beautiful. They still have the original woodwork and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I don't know. I just love houses. And then we've got a couple of mid-century moderns.
Oh yeah.
Calvin and Robin Booth are redoing a mid-century modern there over, I think, on Jefferson Street.
Yes.
And I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, me too.
And we've got to find out something about that house. That house was actually...
It was featured in a Better Homes and Gardens magazine.
That actual
house.
Home. Yeah, we need to hunt that down.
I've been trying. There's archives online, and I've been trying. And I would like to know whether they did a lot of floor plans. Did it mean that is just from the floor plan that was featured in there, or did a photographer come to Flora and take pictures of that house?
I don't know if it was featured. I bet it was a photographer came to town.
I don't know,
but I bet Donna Corey will tell us.
She might be able to.
We'll have to get her. That seems like if anybody can find out anything, it's her. But so we'd like to see what other houses would we like to do. I don't know, but we might just knock on your door.
Yeah, you never know.
Drive around. I'll be driving around on my golf cart.
Yeah,
just stopping in. It was fun to visit. Go visit Kay's house, and I went alone, but we both went together in Haskell's. Haskell's home was pretty
Why
cool.
didn't you come and get me to go to Kay's house?
Well, I don't even know when I did it.
Oh, sure.
When did I do that? It was probably
a whim. You were probably just driving through, and
I can't remember.
Yeah,
it was a Saturday, I think.
Maybe I was gone. I've been gone a lot.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're never around.
I really have. I had a really busy May and a really busy June, and poof, I'm done with traveling though. I'm back.
Are you?
Yes.
Yeah, you're done. You're done, and I'm starting.
Yeah.
But so we need to go.
Yeah, let's go through our rules to live by.
Let's do that. Let's see. Which one do I want to do?
Pick a good one. What do we got?
Oh, this is kind of a sweet little.
Okay.
Love does not make the world go round. Love is what makes the ride worthwhile.
Ooh, I like it.
Do you love that?
Doesn't make the world go round. It's what makes the ride worthwhile. That's true.
Money makes the world go round. Is that the song? Go around the world. Love does not make the world go round. Love is what makes the ride worthwhile.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. All you need is love. Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty neat.
Yeah. So that's a good
one.
I like
this.
This
book is pretty neat.
Yes.
It's like greatest inspirational quotes. It's my book. Somebody gave it to me, and then my husband, for some reason, thinks that it was his. And but it's not.
It's yours.
It's mine.
It's clearly yours.
It's clearly mine. I know somebody gave it to me.
Write your name in the front of that.
I think I will. Then he can't do anything.
Stacey Earlywine owns this book.
Not Jim.
I will witness it for you.
But yes, love is worth the ride.
Yeah.
What a great day.
It is.
Love talking about some of our favorite things.
We do. We had a good show, and we got some really cool ones in the future.
Yep, we're lining them all up.
But if you have any show ideas for us that you would like us to talk about, you can always email us at bytheway@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook at By the Way with Beth and Stacey, and like and follow our page. Tell others about us. You can always find us on YouTube, By the Way with Beth and Stacey, or we're on Channel 100 on Wabash Television.
Every day at 11.
Yep, every weekday at 11 a.m. So
and honk when you go by the
billboard.
The billboard.
We have a billboard up in Effingham now, so we are officially big time, aren't we?
Yes, it's like right before you get to that almost home when you're leaving Effingham. Look to your right.
Yes.
You'll see us and Bruce Dickey.
That's right. We're all on there together. So.
Well, that's it for our show today, babe.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.
God bless you. Have a great day.